Today I'm going to show you how to make this gorgeous triple split tumbler. Make sure you stick around. I also have a really simple hack on how to wrap your tapered tumblers flawlessly. Make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. Check the description box below for all the products used and a link to my free Facebook group where I am doing holiday giveaways, so make sure you join that as well. Today we will be working on a True 22 from the Tipsy Magnolia. Make sure you check the description box below for a discount code. We are going to trace the bottom of our cup and cut out that circle. We then will fold it in half and just place it on the bottom. The fold marks will be where we will mark half of our tumbler. I'm just going to mark a little bit on the bottom with a water-based marker. And then I am taking my Cami Page Boutique Ultimate Tumbler tool, following that mark on the bottom and creating a line going up both sides. Now I'm going to take a ruler and find half of my tumbler, making a mark on both sides by that vertical line. And then I am going to measure up 1 inch from that measurement and make a mark, and 1 inch down from that measurement and make a mark. And then I'm going to go back to my Cami Page Boutique Ultimate Tumbler tool, and using the pen holder, I am going to make 3 horizontal lines going across my tumbler. This is just going to be a guide for our next step. Now, following that guide, we are going to take some tape. I chose electrical tape just because I preferred the width of it. And we're going to start at the vertical line and at the top of the horizontal line. And we are going to angle it down to the other side of the vertical line and to the bottom of the horizontal line. Following the vertical line that we made, we are just going to cut that off on the top and bottom with an X-Acto knife. And then we are going to take that tape and do the same thing following the guide, lining it up with the bottom of the horizontal line and angling it back up to the top of the horizontal line. And this is where your tape should meet and create this V shape. Now we are going to take another piece of tape and, following that angle, place it on top of that V section, and just make sure that you don't overlap this tape. We are going to do that on both sides, and then we are going to do the exact same thing with the tape underneath. Now grab your printed vinyl and turn it over to the back, and also grab a pencil. I'm going to show you kind of a cheat way to wrap a tapered tumbler. You can do this in the Silhouette program, but honestly, it is not ever perfect for me, so I just feel like this is just as easy. We are going to take that pencil and lay our tumbler down, and we are just going to roll it, keeping it firmly in place, and trace the bottom of it. And then we are going to roll it back to us and do the same thing, tracing the top. Now you should have this semi-curve section, and we are going to take some scissors and not cut on the line. We're actually going to give yourself about a 1/2 inch gap on each side. This will just give you a little bit of wiggle room when you apply this to your tumbler. Now you are going to take your vinyl and just fold back about 1 inch or so and tack this down to your tumbler. Before you apply the whole sheet of vinyl, make sure you push it all the way around your tumbler and make sure that the pattern didn't get off where it is short on the top or bottom. That can happen pretty easily with a curved tumbler. And you're also going to want to make sure that the pattern doesn't look too crooked. It's going to taper slightly because the cup tapers, but you want to make that as least as noticeable as possible. Once you get that all lined up the way you like it, you are just going to remove a little bit of the backing on the vinyl, and you can use your hand or a vinyl squeegee, just pushing firmly to make sure there are no bubbles or wrinkles until you have covered your entire tumbler. Once you have reached where your vinyl starts to overlap, you are just going to find the line that it overlaps on and fold that vinyl back. I like to firmly give it a crease, and then I just follow the crease, cutting it off with an X-Acto knife. I am now just going to cut the excess off around the top rim, and around the bottom rim you should have some overhang as well. And I'm just going to take some scissors, cutting slits about 1/4 inch all the way around. And then I am going to take those slits and pull them very tightly around the bottom rim, leaving it as smooth as possible, and then tacking it down to the base. Now we are going to find that electrical tape that we covered. It should give you a little bit of a ledge, and I am just going to find it and crease it really well with my fingernail, and then I am going to tape those sections off as a guide. Once that is all taped off, I'm going to take my X-Acto knife, following those tape lines, and cut that section out. Once it is fully cut, you can remove that section, which should be exposing that electrical tape. For the bottom, to cover those raw edges, I just measured and cut a circle, and then I will take that circle in the pattern vinyl and place that on the bottom. We are going to be using these 3 glitter colors that came in a previous designer box. Each designer box comes with 3 custom mixed glitters that coordinate with 2 vinyl sheets. For more information on those, make sure you join my Diamonds and Dust Facebook group. I announce when they launch every month there, and it is a first come, first serve basis. We then are going to remove that first piece of tape, and I am going to paint this in that French blue paint because I want this opal glitter to take on a little bit of a dusty color, not so white looking. Once that is dry, we are going to take that French blue and mix in a little bit of glitter glue and paint that section again and apply the glitter color flocked. Now we are going to remove the tape right below the glittered section. And since this glitter is metallic and full coverage, I am not going to base coat this section first. I am just going to go right in with my glitter glue and paint mixture. I'm going to carefully around the glitter, paint very cleanly, and obviously on the paint, it doesn't matter, you can get, or on the tape, it doesn't matter because you're going to take that section off. So we are going to just paint that on and then take the beautiful glitter called Tradition and sprinkle that on. Now remove the final piece of tape, and then I am going to do the same thing where I am just going to take some glitter glue and a coordinating paint mixture and paint that on. This time we are going to be super careful around the glitter and around the vinyl as well to keep those lines really crisp and clean. While that glitter glue and paint mixture is wet, sprinkle on the glitter color tinsel. You are going to let those glitter sections completely dry. Once they are dry, you are going to spray seal those glitter sections really, really well. And then you are going to let that dry and add a layer of epoxy. Once your epoxy has cured, you're going to cut out some vinyl striping. I went with this red metallic. I clearly am obsessed with that color this year. And then I am going to stripe out in between each glitter section, making the lines crisp and clean, and then just cutting off the extra hangover with my X-Acto knife. And then I took this 'Tis the Season SVG from my shop. I layered it over some silver glitter vinyl, which was super pretty. And we are going to apply that to our tumbler. If you didn't know, all of my SVGs are lettered by my hand. They are not a font, so this gives them that one-of-a-kind look. And if you are interested, I offer a mentorship group where I give you guys 8 SVGs every single month free to use. I always like to add a little bit of extra striping to my tumbler, and so I took some nail tape in green, silver, and blue and just added an extra stripe right below each red stripe on my tumbler. And then once again, you're just going to cut off the extra tails with an X-Acto knife. These little pieces like to pop up a lot, so I like to take some quick coat and just quickly go over these little tape sections. Let that dry, and then your tumbler is ready for your final layers of epoxy. Now add your epoxy until your tumbler is smooth. And I recently just had somebody ask me, how do you know when your tumbler is smooth? And it really is just by feeling it. If you feel a rough spot, you will need to sand and reapply. I also am very picky about the top and bottom rims, so make those as smooth as possible before your tumbler is ready to sell. And here is our tumbler all finished. I just love those sparkly glitters in the center. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Thanks so much for watching.